My cheating story and the manipulation. So I'd like to share my story even though it's older. Till this day I don't even know if she truly cheated. It was the mother of my kids. We had just bought a house. She had just got promoted to a salary job in an assisted living facility. All was good. She told me she met a guy named Ramon and he worked in the kitchen, was cool but had issues with his kid's mother. Thing with me is I remember every detail my girlfriend tells me, just in case I need it later. So I made a mental note of that name. Down the road she started changing. Less sex, less affection. On the phone, texting more. Had to poop and would be in the bathroom for 20-25 minutes when she used to never do that. Paying more attention to how she looked going to work. One night she went to a friend's to hang out. I heard her pull into the driveway but her car was still running. I looked out the window and noticed she was smiling and looked like either she was on FaceTime or had her phone on speaker. I thought nothing of it. Maybe a innocent chat with a friend? Then it went to 5 mins to 10, 15 maybe 20. She comes inside, instantly, asked who was she talking to, a friend from work and wanted to show me the phone number. I didn't want to see it. Could have been true, but I refused to look at her phone. Then she started being mean to me. Looked, checked out. Responsibilities with the kids fell more on me and less on her. One day she told me she may have to go by her job at PM because they've been getting complaints the overnight staff isn't wearing uniforms, so they were asking her to pop up and make sure they were or send them home. Weird to me because 1. Why is there not an overnight manager for that? You mean to tell me that nobody supervises employees overnight? 2. She's very lazy. Any other place or thing to do at that time, she's not going no matter what. 3. She goes in a t-shirt and sweats and said since it's a pop-up, she wanted to be casual. She knew I thought it was sketchy even though I said nothing because she was doing all she can to not make me think it was. She was texting me every 10 minutes updating me on it. She said she was gonna help someone with paperwork, then come back home. Once she told me that, I didn't hear back from her for an hour till she said she was on her way home. Forgot to mention she took a shower before she left. She didn't take one when she got home, which kind of throws me off because I feel like if it was cheating related, she should shower after, not before. I don't know. Anyway, fast forward past a few serious arguments and me confronting her about the cheating which she obviously denied, deflected it onto me by saying I'm losing my mind, she's worried and I needed to get help or we were done. I genuinely believed her and looked into therapy. So one day we were going to Home Depot. We took her car. Stupidly, she would always leave her phone's Bluetooth connected to her car. So if someone calls, it shows up on her car screen. Soon as we got in the car, someone called her and the initials were ARM, and she immediately denied the call. I said nothing but found it weird she initialed it as usually she just puts names for everyone. Later that day, I realized I needed to find out who that was. I thought of a plan. I said, hey, I gotta run to Walmart. I'm gonna take your car because you're behind mine. She said okay. Soon as I got in the car, I went through the phone book and jotted the number to those initials in my phone. Later that night I went into the bathroom and used been verified for a reverse phone lookup and it was who I expected it to be. The guy Ramon who worked in her job's kitchen. So now it's confrontation time. Instead of telling her what I know, I wanted to give her the opportunity to tell me the truth. I went into the room. I asked her, hey, who was that who called you? I saw the initials ARM. She immediately lied and said it was her supervisor, Robin. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give you another opportunity to tell me the truth. She caught an attitude and said, well, if you know who it is, why are we playing this game? Just tell me. I said because I wanted to see if you'd lie. So finally she admitted it was Ramon. I said, okay, why lie? She said because with what we've been going through, she didn't want me to get mad and said he called to ask a question about work. I said, okay, you could have picked it up then. She apologized. About a week later, with no improvement, I had enough. While home painting while she was working, I texted her and told her what was the deal with us. We walk around like roommates and I can't do it anymore. She told me that hurt to read, but she hit me with the dreaded I need some space, which for me is usually universal language for I'm interested in someone and want time to feel that out. So I acted out of character and admittedly cursed her out. And I called Ramon. He denied everything, said she was a friend. I told him if I find out the opposite, I would call corporate and have him fired. He hung on me. He told her about the car because she immediately texted me asking if I called him. I said yes, and her next text was, she wants me out before she gets there. I refused. Her parents showed up with my kids because she went there, cried to them, and basically put on a show that made me out to be a controlling bastard that may hard her because of how I spoke to her when I was flipping out. Mind you, I didn't say anything out of the norm when you flip out on a girlfriend you're having issues with. Anyway, her mom immediately comes for me by saying her daughter doesn't feel safe around me and is scared to text them because of me. They weren't trying to hear anything I had to say, so I gave up talking. Awkward silence ensued till she showed up and asked to speak in the garage. It consisted of me flipping out some more for involving her parents when we're adults and could have handled it on our own. She told me I needed to leave because they weren't going to leave unless I did. After rebelling on that for an hour, I said goodbye to my kids and left. A month after I left, I asked a friend to message and add one of her coworkers and pretend they knew them and act like they were a former coworker. It actually worked. So I told her to bring up my kid's mom and see what they say about her. The girl said, "Oh yeah, she's cool. She's been messing around with the kitchen manager Ramon." Of course, that's not surefire proof, but again, just another sign toward there being something to it. So today, where we stand is weird. We co-parent very well, still flirt, sometimes have sex. I see her and my kids almost every day, so I know she isn't seeing anyone. We don't discuss that time period at all. Basically till this day, I have no confirmation she cheated on me, but obviously at the very least, there was something going on. Could have been an emotional cheat, or maybe they were just interested in each other. I'll never know and don't care to know anymore. What I did learn is the healthcare field is dangerous to date in law. I want to make it clear she was a good girl. Had many moments she did more for me than my entire family. I just think she had a lot of personal issues and unresolved childhood or teenage trauma that lead her to be able to do stuff like that. I noticed she really enjoyed attention, and if it wasn't coming from me, she, as probably any girl really, is going to enjoy it when it comes from somewhere else. She was also very naive, tries her best to be liked, a people pleaser, and wants to fit in any clique she meets. She always told me a lot of those girls at that job were basically competing for the same guys there, even the ones who were in a relationship. I think she kind of fell into that herself. Now I don't wish for anyone to lose their home, especially when it involves my kids, but it's kind of ironic that she just signed Sunday evening to sell the house. She couldn't afford the mortgage anymore on her own and is moving in with her parents. I think when she kicked me out, she envisioned things being an entirely different way than it came to be. She ended up losing that job 3 months later as her bosses weren't satisfied with her work in that position. She found another job 2 months later but had to take a big pay cut. So much it became hard for her to afford her bills. When I say she expected something different, I think she thought her and that guy were going to become a little more serious along with her keeping that job for a long time and being able to afford the bills. Neither one panned out. I honestly stalk that guy's Facebook from time to time. He's in a new relationship with a new girl. This is why I don't understand why women or cheaters in general make long-term decisions based off a honeymoon period. As far as I go, I haven't dated yet. I have met 3 girls since. Neither went anywhere, but although I'll always love my kid's mom, I'm happier now than I've ever been love life-wise. Just feels good to do and go anywhere I want without any issues. Anyway, I apologize for the length. Just wanted to share my cheating story.